This is Katana. She has my back. I would advise not getting. No. What was the line?
This is Katana. She's got my back. You have to say it with his cadence.
Oh, that's right. This is Katana. She's got my back. I would advise not. What was it like? Not pissing her off. It was. I would advise not getting hit by her. I don't know.
Getting
her
on
soul.
her bad side or something.
Yeah, I would advise not getting on her bad side. Her soul traps the soul of her enemies.
I still fucking love that edit I sent the other day to you, where it's like where it's her edited into the opening of the Suicide Squad. Like it's fucking
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Well, I have to wonder, since we talked about it briefly before recording, how much more is there more Katana in the AR cut than like the exactly one scene we get of her crying at the sword?
I hope so. That would almost make it worth it to actually get more of Katana.
Yeah, that would be a definite upside, because like her design was like quite well, especially for that fucking movie.
Yeah,
like
okay.
That was
like a lot of the designs for Suicide Squad are actually like kind of great. Like the fucking Deadshot design. Like,
yeah, I love that.
The way that they make Killer Croc look outside of the hoodie itself is good.
Yeah.
The hoodie itself, it's kind of like, eh. But, like, you know, the way they make his skin look is fucking fantastic. And Katana looks right off the New 52.
Yeah. Like, award-winning special makeup, I believe.
Yeah. Like, people made fun of it for winning that award, but it actually kind of deserves it. It's funny.
I mean, I'm trying to remember if that was the same year that the third Star Trek Chris Pine movie came out, because that movie had some impressive makeup, like immaculate shit. But that might have been the following year. It was like it's very good. Like both of them are very good. But I know that the Star Trek stuff was like, that's also great. It is a shame, but like Killer Croc looked pretty great.
Yeah, but you know. It sucks that all that awesome work was wasted on the guy who gets like 6 lines, and one of them is like, "I love BET."
Yeah, I'm like, black. It's like, fuck.
Thank you, David Ayer.
To David Ayer's hood life or whatever. Listen, I know he had a rough one, but the way he talks about it's like this feels kind of. What's the Justice League line? Racially charged?
No, don't remind me of that fucking line.
I think that's entered my vocabulary. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that when I was talking to someone yesterday. I said racially charged. It's so fucking funny.
I hate Justice League so fucking much.
Yeah,
it's so shit.
So bad. It's so bad.
And Ezra, like, God bless them. Well, not really, because, you know, they hit someone. But, like, they are so painful in that movie.
Yeah, oh, boy. Yeah, I guess that's as good an intro to this side story,
bonus content.
Bonus content, yeah. Potentially, as I pitched it to Mark, potentially Patreon exclusive, or maybe not, or maybe he'll have the first episode up as a little taste, a little whiff to get people hooked in. Yeah, basically, this is there is no Mark right now, as those listening might have picked up on. There's no older Latino man.
We killed him. We're taking over the server. The Zoomers shall run the earth.
He's fucking dead. We trapped him in the sword.
We got Mark in our basement.
Yeah, that works too. But I guess this idea sprung out of I think it was before I had seen The Suicide Squad. But we
Yeah,
were just sort of talking about just the idea in general. It's like, it's good shit. There's a reason it's been around for so long, even if it hasn't been used to its fullest potential for a lot of that time.
yeah.
Fuck. So I this is a fuck. I hate the informal shit. Like this is it has to be said. I guess just because like people won't fucking understand. But this is basically an exercise in creativity. I guess would you say?
Yeah, it's us getting to just experiment uh, under the whims of RNG.
Yeah.
It's fun. It'll be fun, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. But basically, how this is going to go is each episode, basically, Danny and I are going to come in here, and we are each going to have 10 lesser known DC characters. I think we, at the very least, at the highest that I'd be going is like a solid B tier.
Yeah.
No Banes, none of that really. Like if I don't think we had to explain the concept of tiers to people who are listening. It's like there are characters who are iconic and well known and are always in the live action movies and shit like that. And then there are like the characters who aren't so well known. Maybe they're in some things, but they don't have the renown. And then you keep going lower and lower and lower and lower. Until you get characters that were in like one issue of something and made no mark on the lore at large. So basically, we're going into this with we'll be going in with a combined pool of 20 DC characters. But before, fuck, we have that. This is basically going to be building a Suicide Squad with the assistance, as Danny mentioned earlier, with some RNG. So basically, the first thing that we're actually going to do is we are going to roll. I have an RNG open right now with values from 8 through 12, which will be the roster size of the squad we're working with. So let's input it. And what number do we get? I think that's a 9. Yes, we have a winner. So we are going to be dealing. Fuck, that is loud. We are going to be dealing with a 9-man Suicide Squad.
Ooh, good.
Those members.
Start.
Yeah, like not like. But I mean, the lowest is 8, but like, I do love an odd number because it means potentially one of us gets. One of us has to work harder. But 9 is a good number. I like 9. It's a good movie as well. For the Zoomers who have watched that.
It's the lucky number for Trent from Total Drama Action.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Why do I remember that? I haven't watched Total Drama in like 5 years.
This is a good sign. So yeah, we have 9. The character roster will be 9, which means that we will run the RNG 9 times. So we'll get 9 characters. But I guess to begin, I'll ask Danny to name his 10 characters that he's bringing to the pool, his contribution to the list. So Danny, if you could kindly slowly name the characters off. Don't give the backstories, but just so I can input them into the RNG.
Okay. So, first of all, there is Burner Brilliant, aka Blue Snowman.
Okay.
Secondly, there's John Ravenhair, aka Black Bison.
Okay.
Thirdly, there's Karshan, otherwise known as the Shark.
Okay. The Green Lantern villain, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Next, there is the Prankster, Green Lantern villain. Then there is Gerda, otherwise known as Steel Boy from the first season of The Flash.
Oh, okay.
Uh, then there is Red Panzer III.
Okay.
Specifically the third one, for reasons that will become obvious later if we get him.
Is he a DILF?
No, he is the exact opposite. He is a teenager.
Oh
And
no.
also, he's got some views that I don't think
Oh,
anyone would
yeah.
find it attractive.
Oh, Pans. Okay, I get you.
Yeah, you'll see. He's here for a reason.
Okay, perfect.
Then there is Mr. Who.
Okay.
Then there is Joseph Joey Rigger, aka Firebug.
Okay, yeah. Batman villain, C tier, D tier.
Yeah, B-list Firefly.
Yeah.
Then there's Roscoe Dillon, aka The Top.
Yep.
And finally there is Elaine, aka Lady Vic.
Oh, that's a character that I was like, I know who Lady Vic is, but it's like I okay. Solid list. I recognize some of the names. I'd say a solid half of them. Always a good sign. Okay.
What you're talking about, everyone knows Mr. Who.
Yeah, everyone knows John Ravenhair, my favorite character. Fuck. Okay. So now that Danny has his 10, I'm going to proceed and list off my 10. So I'll start off first with Yellow Jacket, who was a Charlton. You know, I won't get to it. A Charlton Comics character, Yellow Jacket, not Marvel Yellow Jacket. Different character.
Oh, I was not ready for something that obscure right off the fucking. God damn.
That might be as obscure as it gets. I mean, arguable. So yeah, we have Yellow Jacket. I've also got Hummingbird or the Hummingbird. I guess.
I almost picked her for one of my later rosters later down the line, but I was like, I'll leave her. Okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
I've got Sonar 2. I mean, technically Sonar 3, but much like I'll get to it.
Oh, that's fun, because I have, I guess this is spoilers for like several weeks down the line, but I have Sonar 1 down for like week 5.
That's perfect.
I love this.
We also, the character I was describing to you about, technically in the zeitgeist, maybe when we were talking yesterday, but I do actually have the Gambler down, the JSA.
That's another one I considered. Fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, but Stargirl made him somewhat popular. It's like putting on Sportsmaster. But nah, I'm glad you went with him.
Yeah, yeah. Especially because we love that. We stand Stargirl Gambler for his use of timber.
Oh, absolutely. He's the best character on the show.
Yeah.
Outside of Luke Wilson.
So good. Yeah. Fuck. I've also got. I didn't specify which number this is, but I've just got a Chillblaine down. I think people will. I'm pretty sure he's in the most recent season of The Flash as like a Killer Frost love interest or something.
Yeah.
But pure coincidence. I was like, I just need. We'll get to it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just. I'm also putting down Keequeg, who is there's an Aquaman villain in the 90s for about 3 issues. I have to stop fucking sizzling. Just Jesus Christ. So yeah, Keequeg. We have I have the Paperman.
Ooh, yes. One-shot Wonder Woman villain. Let's go.
Yes. Baron Blitzkrieg.
Ooh. Nazi boy. Let's go.
I will say the first one to specify, I guess.
Yeah.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fuck. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. I can count. I've also got Headhunter.
Ooh.
And I'm also going to put forward Jane Doe as my final character.
Of course. Yeah. I know you love Living Hell.
Yeah. It's very good. Dan Slott. Kudos.
You get points for that and She-Hulk and nothing else.
That and She-Hulk and that one interaction between Peter and Norman at the end of Superior. Like, that is all I will kudos you for, sir. But yeah, so fuck, we have our pool of 20. So basically how this is going to go is that I'm going to run the RNG. Whoever gets the first character will give a brief explanation of who they are. I guess in the comics, and then any changes we would make to them. Sounds fair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, all right, here we go. I'm about to figure out who our first character is. It's loading. Okay, hold on here. Okay, so our first character on the Suicide Squad, we have Firebug.
Yes! Yes! Let's fucking go!
All right. Take the lead. Give us a primer on the character.
Okay, so Joey here, he's like this black soldier who lost 3 different family members in different building-related accidents. Jesus. And when he got sent back home, he was like so delusional and paranoid that he blamed the buildings themselves for it, and was like, "I'm gonna blow these things up with napalm." And
of course,
then Batman came in to stop him, and he blew himself up with his own napalm thing. And it's very sad and pathetic, honestly. But like, then someone just forgot that he died, and he got brought back to be like, "Hey, I want to work for Black Mask," and like he ended up being fucked over because Firefly was also trying to work for Black Mask.
Oh no!
And it's like, well, shit. Why go for Firebug when you have Firefly? So he tried to take out Firefly, and then ended up going up in an explosion again. And then he survived that, but with like heavy facial scarring, and was just like, fuck it, I'm done. I've survived twice now. So I'm out of the business, and we only like came to him because some other fuck had picked up the Firebug name for some fucking reason. And it was like, okay, help us. We need your help. And he was like, okay. And that's the story of Firebug. So, for my version of him, I was like, okay, so what if instead of, like, him actually just being allowed to see, cope with his family's, like, deaths, like, properly.
Right.
What if it had all happened while he was, like, in service and he wasn't allowed to go home? Like, it was over the course of years and he had time to dwell on it, and that is what led to the mental deterioration.
Right.
So, like, oh, fuck. Hold on a second. Sorry.
Okay. This is where I fill for time. What's the deal with airplane food, airline food? Fuck, I messed up. Like, fuck. I'm also looking at like my wavelength in this thing. Is like I have to fiddle with the sensitivity of my microphone again because it's picking up very minor noises in the background, and that's no good. So yeah, this is extra content for Mark, which I have suggested and basically said, I will edit this, Mark. Go be an old man or whatever the fuck. We haven't actually started recording the Holocast yet. That will be in, I believe, 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time. But I basically have some free time here, and so does Danny, and we were just like, we'll get this out of the way now, and then sit on it for a few weeks, come back to it, see what we learned from it, that sort of thing. You know, it's more content, which is always the goal of content creation. I was going to make it like a quality versus quantity joke. This is the highest quality product you are going to get, dear listener. It does not get much better than this. This is good shit. It's going to be creative, and we have some restraints, but not all restraints, because I had suggested at one point that maybe okay, you're back. Sorry, I've been filling.
Nah, keep going. Keep going.
But I'm basically just explaining that I had wanted at one point to, or at least suggested at one point, that the fates of the squad members be up to RNG. But then you were like, that's kind of ruining the fun. And I was like, good point.
Yeah, because I won't spoil my idea for how Firebug would like what his fate would be, unless we want to do that. I don't know.
I guess until we get to it, because we're still sort of introducing the squad members, and then
yeah,
etc.
Sorry, we're on the first one.
Yeah.
I'm taking up too much time. So yeah, basically, he goes he goes apeshit as soon as he gets back due to all these delusions,
Yeah.
War veteran, lost a bunch of family members, never had the time to properly grieve their deaths. He goes on all these different terrorist attacks. Batman comes in and actually talks him down, much more like Batman the Animated Series Batman, where it's I will try and help you and not just punch you in the face. And he does actually commit to seeking help. But obviously he still has to pay for the crimes he committed, so he goes to prison.
Right.
And he in prison he meets Firefly, who at that point had just been a random arsonist, and he inspires Firefly to become the bug-themed fire villain. And once he gets out of prison, he's like, well, shit, I want to just get back to my normal life, but there's not many job opportunities for black veterans with criminal records. So he ends up falling in with Black Mask because of that. And then Firefly shows up and is like, Black Mask kind of kicks Firebug to the curb because of that, because Firefly is better at his job. Even though he inspired Firefly to become a supervillain to begin with, and not just some random arsonist fuckwit. And he got pissed, and and he kind of had another mental breakdown.
Right.
And Batman had to intervene again before they both just burned each other to bits. And that's how he ends up on the Suicide Squad. Because he gets sent to prison, and Amanda's like, ooh, he's disposable enough. So yeah.
Black veteran.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm telling you, Amanda does not give a fuck.
Fuck solidarity.
Yeah. She kind of likes Bronze Tiger and Vixen in the comics, but that's it. It was early off-gender stuff. Outside of that, it's all of you disposable. I don't care about your race.
Damn. Fuck. So, interesting stuff. So I guess we'll get to his role on the team, I think, once the team is assembled, sort of what you envision for him as a member of the Suicide Squad, his arc, etc. But for now, I'm gonna I can speak. I'm gonna plug in the next. We'll see what the next name is. see. Okay, our second answer is going to be Headhunter, which was one of mine. Ultimately, there didn't seem to be Headhunter in the comics is basically this assassin, guy introduced, I think, in the 90s. I mean, most likely he was an assassin who looked edgy.
Yeah. If I remember right, he fought Martian Manhunter, I think.
Sure. The Headhunter notably basically he double taps his targets, his victims. So he'll shoot them and they're dead, and then he's like, "This second one is my trademark. That's how you know it was me." And basically, much like any gimmick you can imagine, obviously there's a hero who breaks that, and that kind of breaks them. Ultimately, not a character that I think has too much depth to him, but just kind of cool as like the shooty gun, and I have this compulsion to desecrate the bodies further, so that could kind of pose an issue on the Suicide Squad. In terms of changes, I wouldn't particularly make much besides taking a lot of inspiration, I guess, from when he showed up on Gotham, where he was a black man and was pretty entertaining to watch in the same way that version of Zaz was. Kind of flamboyant, I guess, is the word I'd use for that. But just a lot quirkier in terms of his personality, which I think would be interesting to see in a group setting.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty simple, like shoot gun squad member, like ultimately. All right, let's plug in the next one. How much? Okay, fuck! Oh my god, Discord's so loud. Jesus, my ears.
Yeah, I'm just gonna close Discord so I don't get distracted by it.
Yeah, I got pinged. It was really loud. Okay, our third member of the Suicide Squad for this first episode, we have Burner Brilliant.
Oh, fuck. Blue Snowman. Okay, so Blue Snowman is so they're a Wonder Woman villain, right?
Okay.
From the 40s. Classic
Right.
Marston creation. And because they're a Marston creation, they're all tied up in gender issues.
Fuck yeah.
So in the Golden Age, she was this woman who's like the daughter of a scientist who like was making some shit called blue snow that was meant to be like revolutionary for unexplained reasons.
At least it's not yellow snow.
Motherfucker. The thing is, I've seen that joke made before with the character too.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, she goes out in this suit, like this tech suit, fights Diana and Steve, and they find out, even though like the character was very masculine presenting, she's actually a woman, and that's the twist with it. And she disappears for a long time after like I think one or two more appearances, like as a member of Villainy Inc. or whatever.
Right.
And then she makes a couple cameos post-Crisis Enemy New 52, most notably getting like one-shotted by Power Girl once, which, damn, poor Blue Snowman. Not exactly a graceful way to go down. But then in Rebirth, someone recently, I think for like a Valentine's Day special, brought them back, revealed that they were like non-binary and gender fluid, tying back to those gender issues that the original Martian stuff tried to address, and like they were kind of like a pawn of Veronica Cale, who is basically just Wonder Woman's Lex Luthor, direct copy outside of like boldness. Fucking cowards. Uh, and like they'd been given like a much better like mech suit that's still
Right.
snowman themed, and
Of course.
yeah, like still a very minor character, but like they're around again, and seem to
Cool.
have been given a slightly bigger profile. So for my version, I was like,
Hmm.
okay, how can we make them like fit within the DCU? So first of all, I knew we had to give like the whole like daughter of like a scientist father who was working on this blue snow shit some actual importance. So
Hmm.
I was like, he was like one of the head scientists at Star Labs, and Project
Mm.
Blue Snow was trying to replicate the cryotechnology that Mister Freeze had made.
Ah.
Arc welding to the rest of the DCU. Uh,
Yeah.
Pretty simple shit. And when he dies in a work-related accident, the project ends up getting shut down, and she's like, "Fuck, I want to continue my dad's work."
Mm.
They are
Yeah.
like, "I want to continue my dad's work," and Veronica Kell sweeps in and is like, "Okay, I will give you funding, so long as
Mm.
you use your work to make weapons so I can fuck over Wonder Woman, because fuck her." Uh,
Right.
and they are like, okay, I can do that. Just let me keep doing my work. Uh,
Yeah.
and eventually, Veronica just kind of gets fed up with them because like there's not that many results that they're getting
Right.
from the not that well funded work that she's got, or
Hmm.
that they're giving, or she's giving to them. Um,
Yeah.
and they're like, you know what? You are not that useful to me, so I'm just gonna give you a fucking mech suit so you can fight Diana yourself. Fuck you. And the way I imagine it is like Diana ends up defeating them, and she ends up using the lasso of truth on them, and that's how
Right.
they find out about like Veronica Kell's shenanigans. And
Okay.
like that would tie into Wonder Woman stuff away from the law of our Suicide Squad universe. Uh,
Hmm.
um, but like as a Blue Snowman, they they end up getting sent to jail anyway, since they did, cause a lot of destruction. Uh,
Yeah.
and it's like I never wanted to do this, and but like Diana's just like, I will help you as best as I can. But Waller just, being Waller's like, I can see you being useful. You got a big mech suit. You're on the squad.
Yeah.
Before Diana can do anything. So, yeah, that's where they're at now.
Okay. Perfect. All right. We're about to roll for number 4 on the squad. Let's see. Who is it? That was a very close one. But our fourth member, yes, fourth member um, of the Suicide Squad is one of mine. It is Yellow Jacket, who, like I mentioned when I had selected Yellow Jacket, a Charlton Comics character, much in the vein of basically I'm going to put a Charlton Comics character on in my pool because I kind of like the fact that Peacemaker was put into the Suicide Squad. So I was like, you know what, more Charlton representation, kind of not a thing anymore. Like they're I feel like they've been getting pretty downplayed.
Very true. And in fact, based as a decision. Uh, I do have Charlton characters and other things coming up
Ooh,
for future
okay.
things. So
Sizzle, yes. So, so yeah, Yellow Jacket is a character introduced. It's an old as shit character. You can, if you look at the design, it's pretty obvious on that. But in the comics, is basically a writer named Vince Harley, who just by happenstance, basically a woman sort of rocks up is like, please help me. And it's just like the mob is basically after her. She's stolen, I believe, some precious gems or some shit. And they're like, fuck you, Vince Harley. And they're like, you have bees? We're going to kill you with them. The bees don't kill him, and he gains the ability to control them or something, or unlocks the ability to control them. But like, very kind of wacky shit. Like, I control bees. But how I'd actually be changing that around is cool, relatively simple. I would actually go, just for the sake of, I think this would be more interesting. Yellow Jacket now is going to be a woman with the same backstory, more or less. I've just put down arbitrarily the name Vanessa Harley in lieu of Vince, who was basically just a writer. And same thing happens to her. I kind of want to keep that kind of silly backstory. I would have it established that she doesn't get the powers from the bees not stinging her. It's like she has this latent connection to them that would become incredibly obvious when the bees don't kill her. Yeah. And she basically just gains the ability to control them. And, the Yellow Jacket is a hero, is a vigilante, but I didn't really imagine how exactly she'd get her way into this, but it's just, maybe basically she goes after those mobsters in revenge, and they had connections, and it's like, you did do a good thing, but you also murdered a bunch of people, or they frame her for the murder of someone, or something along those lines. But I do want to keep intact something about the Suicide Squad, which I did quite enjoy. The fact that some of those characters, their costumes are so pristine. It's like, did you only get one outing in this costume before you were captured? The answer to Yellow Jacket would be yes. Basically, she goes on this like epic revenge story against the mob, who I'd probably change it so it's maybe like, instead of a random woman, it was a friend or a girlfriend or something. Yeah. Basically, they're just like, fuck you. Very simple, like, revenge. I'm going to go after them. But that didn't end out the best for her. So now she's on she's been sent to Bel Rev, and she's on the Suicide Squad. She can control bees. Not the bees, they're in my eyes. Christ.
I didn't know what to say. I was just like, cool. I'm just imagining her as just like Clancy from Ben 10, just like just commanding whole ass swarms of like bees or wasps or whatever. Like,
yeah, fuck. Okay. That's 4. All right, we're rolling for 5. Let's see who's up next. Okay, our next member for the Suicide Squad, we have the Shark.
Okay, here we go. So, how to explain King Shark in the not King Shark, the Shark in the comics. Basically, he was this regular old tiger shark, just doing its thing, eating turtles, that sort of shit. And then he gets exposed to radiation that apparently turns him into the pinnacle of shark evolution, which is an orange dude with a humanoid body and psychic and fear-based shark powers. And
hell yeah.
He fights Green Lantern a bunch of times, and he's like, I will exploit your weakness to the color yellow and all that shit. I will make you fear. Of all the characters not to become a Sinestro Corps member, why was it not him? His whole thing was fear. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. Classic Green Lantern villain. Hasn't really been all that relevant in the past 40 years, if we're being real. The moment King Shark came around, he was obsolete.
Yeah.
But, I like him. So I was like, I want to use him. And the only real differences I made to him are that like instead of being just mutated by radiation, he was specifically mutated by Hector Hammond as
Ooh,
a
okay.
plot to take out Green Lantern, which I lifted right off of my like fan fiction DCU, which
Hmm.
not the last time I've done that for these characters. I'll tell you that much. Um, but also the way he kind of functions is he's kind of like what I'd imagine a shark would be like if you made them hyper intelligent, where it's like,
Mm,
yeah, at the end of the day, like even though it's a lot smarter, it's a predator that's focusing on how to get its next meal. Like that's
right.
its brain is just kind of wired for
Hmm.
hunting and like hyper predation. So like he's kind of almost like what the Weasel is like in the Suicide Squad,
Right.
only where it's very like primitive, but like at the same time, like the shark would probably be able to talk unless he was in like a frenzy created by blood, which
Yeah.
he's on the squad, so he's gonna be in that frenzy a lot. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, that'll be fun. I think he could be a fun addition. But one last thing is that I fucking hate how modern comics have just made him look identical to King Shark.
Mm,
Where it's like he's just a fucking humanoid great white. No,
yeah.
what's the fucking point? Make him orange. Uh,
Yeah.
like he's got the coloration of like his classic version, but would like be a bit more like have that kind of King Shark esque build from modern comics to make him a bit more threatening. I think is
Right.
the best middle ground between the two. Uh,
Hmm.
so yeah, that's how I'd do him.
Okay. Cool. I like it. We have a pretty diverse group so far, like pretty interesting different backgrounds. Let's see what we get next. We're 5 through. We need 4 more. So we've got for our next character. Ooh, we have the top.
Oh
So
fuck. Okay. Uh, God. So the top is probably the most famous character out of the ones I picked because he's a member of the Rogues. He showed up on the Flash, so you don't need too much of a background on him. He's just kind of
yeah,
like he's a guy who spun himself around a lot as a child and developed his powers through that, which
yeah,
classic 50s and 60s shit. Uh,
yeah.
uh, he just kept spinning his way through life, became a low level criminal, ended up fighting the Flash, joined the Rogues, developed psychic powers, ended up having weird reactions between his powers and the Flash's, and ended up only having a few days left to live. So he tried to
Yeah.
blow up all of Central City, and then he died, and then he came back
Let's
as a ghost.
parallax this bitch.
Yes. Honestly, that would have been better than what actually happened. I fucking hate the retcons with this guy. Anyway, so he so he becomes a spirit and he possesses this senator who's running as like the vice president, like for like the presidency or whatever, and he's like,
Right.
I will take out the guy I'm running with once he wins and become the president of the United States. And then Wally, who at this point would have just become the Flash, ends up stopping him,
Okay.
and he ends up being like sent to Zatanna
Of course.
to be mind wiped because this was written around the time where
Oh
Zatanna was
no.
mind wiping everyone. Uh, and he ends up going crazy and using his
Oh no.
psychic powers to make all the other rogues reform, which was Jeff Johns' way of being like, hey, all that character development that happened to characters between like my childhood and now? Goodbye. Bye, Heatwave's character arc. Goodbye, Krypton's character arc.
Who
It's
needs it?
Yeah, it's fucking stupid, and I hate it. Yeah, that's basically what happened with the top. He's also just kind of this smug guy who's like very condescending and likes to just piss off Lenny as much as possible. Doesn't treat
Right.
the rogues like other people. He just sees them as pawns, which I think would be very fun to bounce off with Amanda, which was a big reason why I
Ooh.
chose him. Because it's like,
Yeah.
what happens when you take a guy who sees everyone else as a pawn and make him a pawn of someone else? Uh,
Yeah.
and he's also like, I'm a man of culture.
Hold on. What was that? You seem to have cut out. Uh. Shit. Hold on. Uh. Fuck. I have a sneaking suspicion that could have been the Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Uh. I don't know if you can hear me right now. I'm gonna stop the recording right now, though. Uh. One. Okay, we're back.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I think I touched something I shouldn't have, which sounds worse than it. Never mind.
Your Honor.
Anyway, uh, I
Yeah.
I was talking about the top, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so like his whole thing is like, ooh, I'm a smug, condescending prick who likes to pick fights with the people in charge and
Mm-hmm.
treats everyone else as pawns. And I thought it would be very interesting if you put someone like that up as a pawn of Amanda Waller, the ultimate
Yeah.
chess master. Uh,
Yeah.
and that was a big reason why he's here. Beyond just, ooh, I think he could be fun as just
Yeah.
the unlikable prick uh, that's
Every
around.
squad has one.
Yeah, but like the main differences that I would make is that I would take a leaf out of the CW's book and make him a woman. Go with a
Yeah.
Rosalind name. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
she would her powers would have just developed naturally as a kid, and maybe like she developed them or unlocked them like during an accident that was created by her like spinning. I don't know. Uh, it doesn't really
Mm-hmm.
matter all that much. But
Right.
her career would basically be the same up until uh like the point where she joined the Rogues, where
Mm-hmm.
um sh something I forgot to mention when I was talking about the top before was that he did date Golden Glider, which only further fueled
Mm-hmm.
his rivalry with Lenny,
Yeah.
protective older brother and all that, and that would be retained here. And at some point, she'd be like, "Yeah, fuck you, Lenny. I'm just gonna take over the Rogues. This is my shit now." And obviously, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, no, fuck you." And he ends up just freezing her in a block of ice and drops her outside of Iron Heights. Uh, he's only merciful and lets her live because he was dating or she was dating Golden Glider, and she talked him into being merciful. And that's
Yeah.
how she ends up on the squad, where she's immediately just like, "Fuck you, Amanda. I don't want to be a pawn. Is this what it
Yeah.
feels like to be one of the peasants?" It's fucking great.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that a lot. That's vibey. Fuck. Okay, so yeah, we have 6 members. We're going for 3 more to get our goal of 9.
Yeah. Out of all of these, there's one in particular I really want to get out of mind, but I've already had like the majority. So
Well, I mean, we're getting a bit more even because our the next member we've got is the gambler,
ooh,
which was one of mine that I put forward. Let me get to my character notes. Yeah, basically. So the Gambler was a character who had fought, notably the JSA, etc. I think he was he a Hawkman villain?
Nope.
Like,
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern of Alan Scott. Yeah, he was an Alan Scott rogue in the Stargirl in the Stargirl show that was sort of transplanted into him being, if memory serves, a Dr. Midnight villain, because they are both sort of hacker-y characters.
Yeah.
I do, I guess, want to state this is the Gambler, but this is going to end up being, as opposed to Stephen Sharp the Third, who was the Alan Scott, the Gambler. Sometime later in the future, they had introduced another Gambler who was Stephen Sharp the Fifth. Mm-hmm. I will say that's who this is. This is, I guess, technically the Gambler too, if you want to call it that. But it's like, his grandfather has what came and went. There's really no, there was no real overlap with them being the Gambler. On top of that, I would have it add that the grandfather, Stephen Sharp III, would be more in line with the original Golden Age version. And yeah, this version of the Gambler, Stephen Sharp V, we'd go and we transplant that Stargirl characterization to him. Where it's like, yeah, he has the Derringer, but he is mostly just a hacker. He doesn't have the illusions or whatever the fuck like original Gambler had. He's the hacker. He's the tech guy. He's not really a field op kind of deal, is what I'm imagining this guy would be.
And he jams out to timber like an absolute giga
yes.
Chad.
Yes. So, yeah, that's 7.
I love this fucking roster. This has turned out so well.
Yeah, this is a great idea. Fuck. Okay, we're about to get our 8th member, the penultimate character on the Suicide Squad. Oh fuck. Okay. This is. Okay, this one is going to require. This one is one I took a lot of liberties with, while also staying as true to the original text as I could. So this is Queequeg, who is an Aquaman villain, who does not have a lot going for him besides the fact that basically, and this is the reason why I picked him, and took a bit of liberties with him. But basically, he views Aquaman Arthur Curry as his white whale. Moby Dick. Kind of, he is obsessed with the idea of hunting down, catching, killing Aquaman. He's just like, this is my life now. The way
Black Manta.
Yes, but the motivation will be. Ultimately, he will have a lot of parallels to Black Manta in backstory. But basically, he's a whaler. In the comics, again, he does not have a lot going for him. Again, 3 issues. There's fucking basically nothing there. The liberties I'm taking with him, I'm going to make him explicitly French, which I think might be implied anyways by the fact that he's wearing like the French sailor shirt. I don't know if you're familiar, like the red and the white stripe. That was basically code for like French, or was it German? I don't fucking know. Whichever one, I'm making him that.
Yeah.
And basically, he was a whaler for a long time, and obviously Arthur, not the biggest fan of whalers, so he basically financially crippled this man. He ruined him, and basically, at an early point in Aquaman's career, this Queequeg, he had gone after Aquaman, only to be imprisoned, and he just was there, and it's just like, you're a normal ass guy who can use boats. You have legitimately nothing to offer. But fuck, this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
There is another Aquaman character who I assume you are at least familiar with the name of, called the Fisherman.
Oh!
Which is a legacy character basically passed down from random guys has a very silly uniform, this like purple bodysuit with a belt and like big blue rubbers, and this atrocious leopard pelt hood. But you see, it's not a hood. It is in fact a parasite.
Yep.
So
thank you, 2000s.
I am going to take with that and take it to just a fucking extreme conclusion. So basically, there would be at this point several fishermen. We will have gone through all three that existed in, I guess, pre-crisis, whatever the fuck. The three that existed in DC Comics, they've all came and went. They have died when the parasite has separated. But I would basically add a slight amount more lore to the parasite, where it's basically the powers it grants you, the like how strong you are depends on basically, I don't know how this would be quantified, but basically how willing you are to integrate yourself with the parasite, I guess I'll say. So we'll say that at one point, because I'm pretty sure the first fisherman, his first appearance, I think he was just a fisherman, wasn't he? Like,
yeah.
He was just some fucking, like, he didn't have the wacky suit. He was just a guy.
Yeah.
I think. Like it's just, yeah.
Like, the thing with the fisherman is, like, he was just a normal dude for decades, and then the retcon happened in the 2000s, and it's like, it's funny, because, like, at the time, like, nowadays people seem to be fine with it, but at the time people were just like, this is peak 2000s Edge, what the fuck are you doing?
Yes.
Just let him be the fisherman.
But again, you take it further, so basically the first fisherman, and when I say just a guy, I mean, like, he is just like a guy dressed up for a fishing trip with a big fishing rod. But however, the parasite manifested, or like the way he bonded with the parasite, is we'll just say it was like a fucking belt or a watch or something minuscule. It made him like peak human, and that's it. Like, he was not super. But then the next two fishermen came around, and they were the goofy ass, like, I have the stupid costume and it manifests as the hood. However, what happens is that these fishermen are gone. The fisherman parasite is basically taken away, and this is going to end up being some sick fuck degenerate experiment by Amanda Waller. And she's like, K-Quag has just been here doing nothing for years. Like, Aquaman ruined his life and imprisoned him, and he's been doing nothing. I'm going to put this parasite into him. And basically, how I imagine this would end up happening is it's K-Quag on appearance. It's just the normal guy with the red and white shirt. He's got like the stupid ponytail. But the parasite has instead manifested itself Krang style from the Ninja Turtles. It's covering his chest. Like, it's really fucking gross. God. Like,
I love that.
like basically, if that shirt comes off, you see this like gross fucking yellow leopard pattern shit like embedded into like his stomach. Like, it's like body horror. And it's like, and because of the fact that he's integrated himself with the parasite like this, he is given, like, I have written it, like Jason Voorhees-esque like resilience and strength. Like, he's just a fucking like a beast. He's just this guy, and I've like he uses like gaff sticks and harpoons and shit, but he's just this walking mass, this being driven by pure hate for Arthur Curry. And he's just basically, his motive is like he does understand, hey, if you do this, we will let you out. Like, you can do whatever you want as long as you help us out. And that's basically that's the thing. It has hints of Venom, I guess, but like I tried to differentiate it enough and kind of keep in line with what the comics have done to try and twist it into something a bit more interesting, especially for Queequeg. He doesn't really have a lot of directions to go.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That is giving DC their equivalent to Krang is fucking incredible. And having him be playing Grey Krang, a character I haven't thought about in like 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, fucking A. I love it.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, this is a great time. Fuck me. So yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so that was our 8th character, and I'm just trying to see the distribution. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we each actually have 4 right now. So this last one is gonna tip the balance a bit. So let's get to it, and we'll have our roster finalized. Okay.
Come on.
We've got. Who is it? Okay, I can live with that. We've got this is one of mine. We've got Hummingbird, who was a Hawkman villain, and basically she was. Hold on, I'm just gonna write it down in the document so we have it. Hummingbird. I can write. There we go. So Hummingbird. Let me look at my notes. I'm pretty sure this was just taken like straight from Wikipedia or whatever the fuck I was researching. I was like, I'm tired. So basically, she was in the comics. The Hummingbird was this bird studier, bird watcher, the professional version of that, like I study birds kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm this great scientist. I'm an incredible academic, but like, it's a very sexist field, and it's like it's very hard for me to make a living through this. So you know what? Fuck you. I'm making a wingsuit or gliders or whatever, and a fucking flash. I don't know what flash bulb means. Does it just mean like a fucking flashlight or a light bulb? Like, it's just like, I am going and I am stealing shit. I have had it with the misogyny in my field. I'm going to use my study of the birds to craft something that will help me make money.
Based. We stand a girl boss.
Yeah. I would legitimately not change any, if not like any. I think that works pretty well. The only thing is with like the device, like the gliders, it's obviously like, oh, she studies birds, but also I imagine she studies birds and she's like, oh, but aerodynamics wise, I'm going to take direct inspiration from Hawkman, who she comes into conflict with later on. And maybe instead of like the magnesium flash bulb, it's some sort of blinding light or a flashbang or something. Like it's you like, this is one character that I do not particularly want to change a lot. It's like, this works well enough. It's just this talking about sexism in like academia, which I think is an interesting enough topic.
She's going to be the first to die, and there's going to be a million think pieces.
Fuck. Okay, so yeah, that's our list of characters. So I guess I'll just read it off again so the listeners and we are refreshed. So this is a 9-man Suicide Squad consisting of Firebug, Headhunter, Blue Snowman, Yellow Jacket, the Shark, the Top, Queequeg, Hummingbird, and the Gambler.
Yeah, this turned out really well, actually.
Yeah.
So, like, in terms of like gender diversity, we've got a pretty well balanced team. Like,
yeah, because we ended up gender swapping quite a few characters, or at least 2 of them, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yellow Jacket and the Top. Yeah.
Yeah, plus we have like the gender fluid Blue Snowman and Hummingbird. Yeah. Like, yeah. We only have one character that is like confirmed to be not white with Firebug, so that's one thing. But
yeah,
we can work on that in post.
Yeah. Yeah, so now that we have a roster, I guess, what, where do we go from here?
Well,
okay, question. Who in this lineup is the field leader? I guess to start off, like let's just figure out the roles that they would play in an overall narrative. Like who has field leader energy here?
so I think that like I'm just imagining that like Yellow Jacket and the Top would like be the two that are like Yellow Jacket would be the one that would be like put in the position of field leader.
Yeah.
But the Top will be the one who's like, I want to be field leader. Let me be in charge, you fuck.
Yeah, totally.
Like that's the vibe I get. Maybe Headhunter or Firebug, because Firebug is a veteran, is a good
Yeah.
soldier. But like I always like when I was writing this out, my plans for Firebug, I did imagine him as just kind of being like more of a secondary character. So maybe not there. I don't know about you with Headhunter though. So
Headhunter, I imagine as just being like
the gun,
as again like I said, the gun, but not in like the Deadshot Bloodsport way.
yeah,
Just in, or not even in the peacemaker, just in the I am just here to shoot things way.
yeah,
Like does not have agency in the plot. So yeah, like you said, just the gun.
yeah,
Like he does not. He's just there to be eccentric and shoot people.
yeah. Like
I can I think Yellow Jacket as the field lead, as like the probably most stable and I guess traditionally heroic, seeing as how Yellow Jacket was a hero.
yeah.
But I will say Yellow Jacket field lead. I think Firebug could be like a good second in command and provides further opportunity for the Top to be miffed. It's like, you didn't even give me second in command. You gave it to this fucking, like, veteran.
This is delusional dude who keeps trying to burn people. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it works.
Yeah, so we've got Yellow Jacket as the field lead. Firebug is second in command. I've written down the Top as just the narcissist, which we've got Headhunter as the gun. Again, sorry?
I was gonna say, like, I know that for the Shark, like, he would be around as, like, the muscle. Like, I imagine a scene early on would be the squad discovering that, like, oh yeah, at the sight of blood, he goes into a blood frenzy. And, like, they would almost try to kill him, until a wall is like, no, weaponize that against the enemy, you fucks. And that's what they do. So they're just like, okay, look, enemy bleeding, go eat them. And he just just goes into a massive like psychic blood frenzy and just starts tearing into people.
Okay, so I think the gambler, as I said when I was describing him, like just he's the hacker archetype. Maybe he's there in the field with them. I guess he'd have to be. It would be kind of weird if but I mean, like I'm also thinking of like the Clock King from the JLU episode, or is it JL whatever?
Yeah,
like where he
JLU.
wasn't like I'm at. Again, I can see it as both. Like if he's on the field, like they do kind of have to protect him, and like maybe maybe that could be it. Like they have someone is like designated like on gambler watch to make sure he's okay.
Yeah,
because like he's valuable to the team.
Fuck,
Maybe
imagine if they do that to the. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was
No,
gonna
go
say, imagine if they did that with the Top. It's like, you can be on gambler watch, and it's like, fuck you. Why do I have to watch all this fat fuck?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think for that role, I can see like the Top or
Headhunter.
Yeah, the Top or I can't fucking pronounce Quake. I can see again, like where especially the sort of like I don't know. I think you could make arguments for quite like all of these characters who don't have a role yet. Like I can also see it being Blue Snowman, like just this mech protect, or like
Yeah, and that could be fun because like Blue Snowman, part of their thing, like their characterization would very much be like, I am very shy and introverted and really don't want to be here. So like,
yeah, and that makes like they would actually play to that strength as like, and you don't have to really do much. All you have to do is make sure this dapper man can hack into terminals and shit.
yeah,
Like
I like this. I'm imagining them just weirdly bonding over timber now.
that's the other thing I was going to say. Whoever, like, I can see whoever's on Gambler Watch forms like a very fun bond with the Gambler in watching them. And yeah,
Oh,
like Blue Snowman actually fits that quite well with their personality, as you just said.
yeah. Now, what does Hummingbird do?
I was about to say Hummingbird is kind of the odd one out because like a lot of them can just be sort of combat.
I guess the scout, since they can fly.
Yeah, I was gonna say the scout or like their recon, like yeah, exactly. Like not particularly a lot. She has enough that she can like escape from a scuffle, but she cannot defend herself. It's like it's just like it's like a weak character who can look ahead and then hurry back, kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So Firebug, the Lancer.
Yeah. So yeah, that's so. I guess we have something resembling a team dynamic that's formed. Um, yeah. So we have a team dynamic. These characters have their interactions established, I guess. So I guess the ultimate question is now, I guess, what do you like? What kind of mission do you think these characters would be sent on? Do you have any idea or inkling of like what this group could be doing?
I was thinking, go full on like cheesy like Cold War era shit and have it be like
Mm-hmm.
the Russians have captured Chemo.
Ooh,
Uh, and like that's why Gambler's there, so he can hack into like Russian servers and try and access in and all that. Uh,
right.
like they need people who can break in and basically be like, okay, uh, um, just break in, take out everyone there, and get Chemo out of there without busting, like without causing an international incident somehow.
Yeah, yeah. That works a lot. Yeah, because like I can also imagine if the Russians have taken him. Like let's like the setting. I imagine could be like kind of not. I don't know if it being in Chernobyl is too on the nose, but in like an abandoned Russian city, and like that explains why the scout is there. Like she's like dipping in through buildings and complexes and shit, and it's
Yeah,
like this is just this big abandoned ghost town. Like we like what the fuck is this? Like where is the secret military installation? Like because like jammers or something. Like Amanda Waller doesn't know where it is. So part of it is like discovering wherever the fuck they're keeping him, like in like some underground bunker or some shit.
yeah.
Like,
Uh,
yeah,
fuck. So, and of course, maybe this would be a bit too derivative of like the Suicide Squad, but like
right,
Chemo breaking out and going on some sort of rampage. Like it is
yeah,
kind of Starro like, but at the same time, it's Chemo. Chemo's
yeah.
fun. Uh,
It's chemo. Chemo is fun. Fuck. That's a very fun quote out of context.
yeah.
So, okay. So yeah, we have their mission established. We have that again. Like we do have their like. We have dynamics established between members of the squad. I guess the last thing we sort of have to address, I guess, before we call it a wrap, who's dying, who's living, what are your ideas on this?
So one I want to get out of the way immediately is the one I almost spoiled at the start when I was going over Firebug. The way
Okay.
I imagine it is during the final battle to take down Chemo, or whatever the
Yep.
fuck it ends up being, he ends up he's intentionally sacrifices himself by triggering the napalm explosion that became like a reoccurring
Oh,
gag in the essentially in the comics, and it's like he's
yeah.
sacrificing himself for the team, uh,
Ooh.
going out in a blaze of glory in a way that Firefly never would and could only dream, possibly fantasize
Yeah.
dream of doing. Uh, it's like it's like it's almost like the I'm a superhero moment from Polka Dot
Yeah.
Man, but like, it's its own thing enough that I think
Yeah.
it would stick with people. Uh,
Yeah, like this is I've made myself known by doing this. Just this has been happening to me. I'm in control of my own destiny. Fuck you. Like
yeah.
that's like that's pretty good. I can fuck with that.
Um, fuck, what else did I have down for my guys?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Uh, oh, yeah. I imagine that at some point she would just be so, like the top, she would be so fed up with like being sidelined by Wall and being like, I demand respect. I demand being in control. And she would try
Yeah.
and like use her psychic abilities to take control over the squad just in a fit of
Right.
frustration. And Wall's like,
Hmm.
oh, okay, I see how it is, and just blows her head off. Like
Perfect.
that's the way I see her going out. And
I,
that,
I, I was gonna say we need a head explodey. We need.
yeah. Uh, I, the only ones that I know I want to survive, that I want to live, are well, the only one of mine that I know I want to live is Blue Snowman. I want them
Yeah, I
to
was
get
going to
out there.
say.
They are
I'm,
they are shy, cute introvert uwu. They're not
yeah.
dying. I'm sorry. Uh,
Yeah. Fuck.
uh, and also, I think out of the ones that you listed, I kind of want Gambler to get out there.
Yeah.
I want Gambler and Blue Snowman to just go out into the fucking world together. Just
Yeah,
to
they're
name
they're they're
Simba.
both they both make it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing I don't know if you read in depth into the document that I sent you and Mark, but I was sort of arbitrarily I was like you at the bottom of that I do have a chart set up of the characters we've listed
Mm-hmm.
and sort of four statuses I guess which I'll explain to you and the audience. Um, this is just sort of for my own like organization like things. So we have active, inactive, missing in action, and dead. Um, I guess basically active refers to a member of the Suicide Squad who has survived the mission, is alive, and is eligible or like is available to be sent on another mission. Inactive is a character who is alive but is otherwise indisposed. So basically, if they're set free somehow, or if they're whatever, missing in action and dead are quite self-explanatory. Um, I don't know if any of those, especially like inactive or missing in action, if those could apply to this one. Um,
I was thinking like the survivors of this would be like they would kind of get a mulligan for the sake of avoiding an international incident.
yeah,
And just kind of be like, okay, look, if you help us cover this up as best as we can, we'll let you go. Again, very much
yeah.
like the Suicide Squad.
But
Kind of
it's a good plot and it's a good thing to lift. I think
yeah.
so.
Uh,
But okay. Okay, the ones who's okay. Okay, proposal here. So over the course of this, again, the certain characters do get either a pardon or something like. Again, they get an out of which they are like, you are free, your bomb is out, go do whatever. And so I will suggest for that, I will say Blue Snowman, the
yep.
Gambler, Yellow Jacket,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if I want the Shark because
Ah,
Also, because
I
it's like, hmm,
I kind of envisioned the shark going into a blood frenzy in the final battle and being killed, taking out as much of chemo as possible. Uh,
okay, perfect. Okay, all right.
just like, I mean, if you got a better idea than that, then that works. It's just
I was going to say I don't really see them freeing. I don't see them giving the same part into the shark because it's literally just a shark. And again, very primal urges. I can see if the shark survives, I can see him being still on the squad. It's like you are still eligible. Like there's no way we're letting you. Like there's no way they would free the shark. It's like you will basically be Amanda's pawn forever.
yeah.
I guess
Oh,
alternatively, yeah,
I was gonna say, like, I guess if you really wanted him to live, it's like they think he died from like chemo's radiation poisoning or whatever after like taking
yeah.
a decent amount of chunks out of him. But it's like, no, he's still alive. The radiation made him stronger, and now he goes out into the fucking Russian wilderness.
Or right, but we'll give we could because I want one of these characters to have it, and I can't really decide who. But I think either between like maybe like the shark or Queequeg, one of them should have like, or at least I want one of them to have the MIA designation, where it's like we don't know what happened to this person, but like we don't fucking know. Like I don't know which one I would prefer to have it. Like I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Like if we should
I
even have an MIA in the first episode.
Yeah, I was gonna say with Queequeg, the way I was imagining it, like I kind of thought like with the whole thing of like, oh, he like blunt forces through everything. He just kind of forces his way into surviving throughout the whole mission, and like
Yeah.
maybe like a blast from chemo seems to is presumed to take him out, like because he
Mm.
just goes flying and they don't hear from him again, and then the post credit scene reveals where he crash landed in like I don't know, fucking Norway, and
Yeah.
he's just like, I'm here, I guess, and now
he
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 go
just
back.
walks into the ocean. I'm
Yeah,
coming for you.
I'm coming for you, Aquaman. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll put
Yeah.
down.
You know. Yeah.
Sorry, I'll put down MIA for him then. In that case,
Yeah.
uh,
Um.
Shark dead. Uh, Queequeg MIA. Is it safe to assume that Headhunter and Hummingbird are gonna die? Because like,
Uh. I kind of again, you can dispute this, but I kind of like the idea that Headhunter survives, but Amanda is like, but he's like by choice. He's like, you know what? I kind of like just killing people. Can you just have me on reserve? Like, I think that would be kind of interesting, but again, I'm not sold on it. So we can't just fucking kill them both. like,
hmm, I'm just
uh,
I'm just thinking because I'm looking at this and like, because like I'm imagining like this is like a movie and like
yeah,
right now we have. I presume like I joked about it earlier, but I think Hummingbird actually might end up being the first to die. As like
yeah, because it's like we'd have her. She has one successful scouting mission. Second scouting mission, she gets shot out of the sky and
yeah,
fucking explodes. like she's dead. like fuck.
yeah, so like she gets taken out a third of the way through, and then we
Yeah,
have the shark die in the final battle. The top,
yeah.
I don't know when she would try and just like betray everyone. Uh, Maybe like that's halfway through.
I was gonna
So
say I like the idea of something that big happening halfway through, or even like before the final act. She try like they're preparing to find chemo, and like maybe they're in like a big ass elevator or something, and then she tries it, and then Amanda is like, "Fuck you," like I think definitely it's like a latter half of the movie. Like you don't do that in the first. Like you kill the top off. That's a very interesting thing because they didn't really do that in any of the movies. Like no one got head exploded in the latter half, which I think would be fun to do here.
yeah, so like we have two deaths in the final battle. We have Hummingbird dying first, like somewhere in like like near the end of the first third,
Yeah.
and the top dying somewhere like early on in the latter half of the movie. So like it's not spaced out too bad. It's just I don't know. It's not like I'm like die, die, die for Headhunter. It's just
No. You know what? Before the Suicide Squad, we had a discussion, and I was talking about how I don't expect the movie to go, but how they really could do something very interesting. And you know what? We could actually do this to Headhunter, but at some point in during the movie, I don't know when this would be. It's after Hummingbird dies. I think Hummingbird, like we said, Hummingbird's the first kill. I think Headhunter should be second, but
yeah,
it's in a firefight. Everyone is fighting for their lives. They're surrounded by Russians. Headhunter just fucking dies, and it's not dwelled on. It's not addressed. He just dies, and they move on, and it's like continue the mission. Like it's just there's no big deal. Like he doesn't go out heroically. He doesn't make this final stand. They're just behind cover shooting, and he gets it, and like it's just a thing that happens. They truly are disposable, kind of thing.
yeah.
Like, does that work for you?
I like that. The only thing I'm imagining is just like Blue Snowman's reaction. I feel like they'd just be like, "Fuck, what?"
Yeah, no, that's it. Like basically, you see whatever it is. It's like they're trying to get into like some secure building. They're surrounded by Russians. The Blue Snowman they are defending the gambler who's like hacking to a terminal, and Headhunter is like directly in front of them, and Headhunter like he's like shooting from like behind a barrier, and when he goes up to go again, he just gets his fucking head exploded, and Blue Snowman is just like fuck, and that's the only thing you get.
Yeah,
like 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 just this loud expletive, and he's gone. Like we don't dwell on the body or anything. It cuts to like Blue Snowman after the thing, and they're just like fuck, and then it just cuts to the rest of the squad still in the shootout. Like it's a snap. It happens, and it's like fuck.
Hey, God, yes, this works so well.
Yeah.
How did this end up so good? How?
This was fun as shit.
Yeah.
So just to give a brief story recap, I guess for the viewers at home, and just because like this is sick as shit. The goal, right? They're going to Russia. They're going to get chemo. He's in some underground bunker that they can't find because it's too heavily reinforced or some shit. They don't know the precise location. The Hummingbird is sent ahead to scout. The rest of the squad are on the outskirts of town. First run back, it's okay. Go do it again now. She dies, so that they're forced to go in town, somewhat blind. They get into a shootout when they're, relatively early on. This is where Headhunter cops it. And then basically they spend a chunk of the movie basically trying to navigate this sort of underground maze. I imagine the bunker as being, during which and they finally find, oh, this is the chemo room. This has to be it. During which the top makes her attempt to betray the team. Her head is exploded. They find chemo. Chemo isn't very happy. During the fight, Queequeg is sent flying, like immensely so. The shark goes out in this blaze of glory, not literally a blaze of glory. That's the other character, but the shark goes out just eating people and fucking tearing shit up. But he's killed by either the radiation or like he's just just gibbed by chemo, like slams him into a wall or something. But like he's killed. He goes down fighting. Firebug makes the final sacrifice. I'm going to explode myself. I am in control of everything now. This is me. This is not whatever. He goes out in this fucking amazing explosion. Chemo is then able to be contained, which leads to The Pardoning of Yellow Jacket, Blue Snowman, and the Gambler. End movie.
Pure cinema. Let's go!
Fuck. This was so fucking good.
This was so much fun. The only things I would add are that, like, on top of just, like, chemo and just generic Russians, maybe there should be, like, some Russian superheroes, like Rocket Red, or, like, Red Star. Maybe, like, these two stupid, like, 80s characters called Hammer and Sickle. Just throw them in.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Like, disposable-ass Russian superheroes who can just get fucking mauled by the squad. It'd be fun.
Fuck. So yeah, that was the first episode of Task Force X Cast. Might be a work in progress unless I find a better name for it, or we find a better name for it. Mark finds a better. If there is a better name for this Suicide Squad RNG pitch show, gladly we will change it to that. At the moment, it's Task Force X Cast. We went a little over schedule by 20 minutes, which isn't so... I mean, I say over schedule in, like, the highest fucking quotation marks I can muster. Like, it doesn't really matter how long these are.
Yeah, like, we said it would be an hour cap, but honestly, I knew from the moment I read that, like, nah, this is gonna be like an hour and a half or something.
Don't know what the fuck I was thinking of.
Yeah, you've been gone for too long, man.
Yeah, I forgot about the 4-hour podcast. But yeah, this is fun this is fucking a great time. I guess I'll just do some general housekeeping. Whenever we do our next episode, it's not relevant, but if we did have anybody who was alive, but was like an active character, like if someone was someone had managed to survive but also still be on the Suicide Squad, we wouldn't, just to limit ourselves, they would not be included next week, just because we don't want to have characters return back to back. That might not be relevant for a while. I guess we'll see how episode 2 turns out.
We'll see how we feel.
yeah, exactly. It could very well change. But so yeah, this is our first episode. This is season 1, episode 1. This is the pilot. It's potential. I mean, I say potentially, but I think it unlikely. But who knows? Maybe this is one of those pilots like The Flash, where everything else is radically different. But I doubt it. But like,
we're going to rebrand. We're going to be talking about the Thunderbolts next time, and I will get the mandrill on the Thunderbolt, and he will become an icon.
Yeah,
I fucking love Mandrill. Stupid fucking character.
Yeah,
so fucking racist.
It's so bad. But yeah, I guess I'll stop the recording here, and we'll probably hash together a quick outro, just to plug the show, like to plug the Holocast or something, or our whatevers.
Yeah.
Who fucking knows?
Follow me on my private Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But we're about to record that outro, so this section is stopped. Goodbye. So yeah, everyone, that was the pilot episode, season 1, episode 1 of Task Force X Cast. Name potentially pending, or maybe that's what we'll call it.
I like it. I think it works.
Yeah. Again, it works. It works better than like Suicide Squad Cast. That doesn't have the cadence, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah. When you're listening to this, I would assume this is not the name that I had before. I was at Hey It's Serious. Now I am at Over the Odyssey. All new, all different. as Marvel said in 2014. I'm here to stay. We just had to sort some things out ultimately, but yeah, we're here, Danny and I, and we're producing content for Mark. He's definitely not holding a gun to our heads to make content.
If I go off script, he will kill me. Ah!
I like how we started this episode implying that like we have Mark held hostage. And now I'm like, I can't even stay consistent.
The dynamics are fluid, man. Don't worry about it. There's no law to the fucking commentary we have.
So, you know, actually, yeah.
I was just gonna say, I hope not. Just like, I don't want a story arc set in a fucking
you don't want a Doug Walker-esque story.
No, I do not.
We have skits in between segments.
I'm not trying to do a Doug Walker or Linkara thing, or hell, a Watchtower thing.
Yeah, that's their thing. We're not about that. We're the realest shit you'll ever listen to.
Yeah, yo. Oh.
What was that Bob tweet where he made Kevin Feige speak in Ebonics for some reason? That one was good.
Fucking. We went for like an hour and a half without talking about Bob, and I like that.
I know, but I just thought about it. Like, the realest shit.
I don't like thinking about him. The bad man. The bad eugenics man. Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. I think I had mentioned. I think when I was filling for time in the first section, I was like, I don't know when this will be uploaded. I just assume it'll still be. Again, who knows exactly when? This is just going to be. I mean, again, potentially Patreon exclusive, but maybe Mark will just want to host it on his YouTube channel. Again, it's up to him because we're just providing content for him. I like how I say that, like in like the most pitiable way imaginable. Like, we wanted to do this, and we are, part of the Digital Jedi extended universe. I guess the terminology. We're part of the lore. So this exists. I'm rambling too fucking long. I should have wrapped this up.
Nah, it's fine. It's good. The rambling's part of the fun. I said this to Mark after you left, but like I did kind of wish that we had more just Ramble Fest during season 1, where we just went off and had fun. Because that last episode, we've talked about it before, but it's so good. And
if that's not out by the time this is, look forward to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode of the HoloCast. The outro is half an hour long.
It's the best shit we've ever made. We'll never top it. I just want y'all to know that.
Good. But, yeah, this has been a really fun time. This has been good. Like, this is a great pilot episode, which is 2 for 2 with the pilot episode of the HoloCast. That was a good time when we talked about the I guess unpopular opinion movies and like the Fantastic Four and shit. Like that was a good pilot. This is a good pilot. Listen, Digital Jedi Master. I'm not biased in saying this. I promise. It's good content, especially the content with his co-hosts. That is the top tier.
Yeah, we're the real stars of a show. You know,
it's like. I was thinking about this earlier when we were talking about, or when Oni plays had been brought up, and it's like, it's always funny to me when the main draw becomes like the fucking like it happens a lot, and it's like don't happen with this, please. Don't let people. What the fuck am I talking about?
No, keep going. Bring up the Tumblrites, please. It'll be funny.
Yeah. But like, do you know what I mean? Like when you're there for a group dynamic and like the main guy but like an Oni plays, because like I watched Oni plays, but then I was like, I prefer the other people, quite frankly. I like Ding Dong and Julian, the funny gay men.
I don't watch Oni.
Okay, you're not a. You're just aware of his exploits, I guess.
I know that he exists and that he's friends with Badman, so he makes me uncomfortable inherently.
I had a phase where I was into it, but then I was like, his gay co-hosts left, and I was like, I'm fuck this.
Yeah. Too straight.
So yeah, do the same to Mark, everybody. No, don't do that, Mark. Mark's great. We're all good friends again.
No,
we're doing this.
You come for the queers only.
Yeah.
God.
This show is great. The Holocast is going to be great when we return. I don't think it's the first episode we'll record for season 2, but I think the second episode, I think will probably be Shang-Chi. I think at least on the docket that I had briefly updated, I think we'll probably be talking about everything that happened over the summer when I was unavailable and also gone. So, like, a lot's been happening between Black Widow and Loki and What If starting. So
I can't wait to get into fights over Taskmaster. It's going to be great.
Yeah, over Taskmaster, over Loki, over everything. It's going to be great. The internet's favorite trio will be back.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be bad. I've been just fucking. I've been waffling so far, and it's like, and I'm continually like, I hope Mark isn't offended by this. I'm just like, I'm not trying to imply anything, but I'm just like, fuck, I can't unsay that.
It's funny. It's fine. He'll get it's a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke. I mean, we did make jokes about like the Young Turks and in relation to us before. This isn't that far off.
Yeah.
We still haven't found a Jimmy Dore yet. I guess that'll be my arc in the winter.
No, you are not becoming the Jimmy Dore. Like, if anyone in our group would be the Jimmy Dore, it would probably be like Rock. Like, it would be honest. Like, can't you see that?
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know the Young Turks or Jimmy Dore. I know vaguely, but I can see that.
Fucking.
Jeez. But yeah, this has been Task Force Xcast. I am at Over the Odyssey on Twitter, basically. I might get back into video production of. If I do that, that'll be at Over the Odyssey on YouTube. Maybe again, I'll probably get back into it someday. Danny, do you have any things to plug or shout out?
Fuck no! Don't follow me anywhere. I like my privacy, please.
Especially in the supermarket. Don't follow him there.
Yeah, don't, please. I'm not ready for stalkers.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously check out all of Mark's channels. He's got a Twitter, he's got a Facebook page, he has a TikTok that I'm following him on, YouTube. Subscribe to him on Patreon. I mean, if you're listening to this, I don't know the rollout of this show. Maybe this is on Patreon, maybe it isn't. If you're not subscribed to him on Patreon, go subscribe to him on Patreon. There are some very cool tiers there.
And if it is just on Patreon, hi Adam, hope you liked the episode. Fuck.
Yeah, Adam and also me when I get it, because I will subscribe to Mark's Patreon, probably like in the fall. I'll when I have a bit more money in the wallet, I'll just like, okay. Let's do this so I can listen to myself, like the uncut holocasts.
Meanwhile, there's
Uh,
me who's just like, I'm a mod on Mark's Discord. I don't need the Patreon. I
yeah,
don't have that money anyway. Uh,
and you're also doing the Patreon stuff, so why would you need to listen to it?
yeah,
Like,
unless you do some shit
potentially
without me.
asterisk.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I just get cut
No.
out.
we're doing the I'm announcing we're doing a Whedon cut of the pilot episode, which includes editing Danny out.
It's just like no Brits allowed.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that would be base, so it can't be the Whedon cut. It would have to be some other cut. But anyway,
This is the who's anti-British.
uh,
Uh,
fuck.
fuck.
Karl Marx, maybe.
Perfect.
I don't know.
The Marx cut of this podcast where we talk about like the ultimate consumer bullshit.
It's like I said before, like you can be into consumer bullshit and criticize like mega corporations. It's fine. Marx won't kill us for this.
But Mark will, because he's time is money. He says he does not say that.
Mark is a hyper capitalist. He's whipping me right now to try and get more money out of me.
Yeah, as soon as we finish recording this episode, he's going to force us to record episode 2 and pretend that several weeks have passed. It's gonna be hell.
Yeah. If you listen closer, you'll hear tiny squeaks of pain from me.
Pained British noises, just
like.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Hold on, before we finish, I think we should do that thing that I just remember we should do. You know how like Mark did that thing where we have silence, so he has it for the editing process or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll do that when I say go. We'll just be quiet for a bit, and then we'll say the final goodbye. So go. Perfect. Nice awkward silence of like 14 seconds. Danny's muted himself. Oh no. What happened? What happened? What's that dog's name? Whatever the fuck. Skipper. Is Danny caught in a well? Oh no. The Britishness of it all. I can't believe it. I'm in shock. He's stuck in a well. We have to go throw this bucket down to save him. And I'm filling again, so I'm creating this storybook fantasy. I can't believe he got trapped in a well while he was trying to go get a stargazy pie that was on the edge of the well. This is a tragedy. Oh my God, what happened? Oh no. He just wanted to have that fish head pie. It's so yummy, so tasty. He was going to eat it and put a lot of mint sauce on it. Fuck. And now he's gone. No.
What was that?
I was building a narrative about how you were trapped in a well because you tried to get stargazy pie that was on the edge of it.
I hate that. Wow.
Yeah. Well, this is 15 minutes long. Fucking Christ. But yeah, this is a new side series. As Danny and I were discussing before we recorded the outro, most likely a limited series that'll go on an indefinite hiatus, or it'll have a finale or something, because there's only so many characters we can get for this. So I imagine this will probably run for however many episodes we can record between now and December. After which we'll probably start something else just to continue this extra content push we're doing. So I've been over the Odyssey.
I've been Danny. and that's it.
Yeah. Yep. And we'll see you next week, where we have maybe an entirely new pool of characters. Maybe we have some of the ones returning that we didn't get to use this week. But, you know, either way, it's going to be... I'm trying to think of like a shitty line I could use.
It's gonna make you suicidal. Wait, no.
Yeah. Fuck, what's the quote from I can't wait to show you my toys. Let's end on you know what? Let's end on a non-Jared Leto joke. Let's go save the world. That's better. Thank you, Will Smith Deadshot. Release the Ayer cut. I won't watch it, but just do that because of integrity.
Yeah.
Goodbye.